What's going on, guys? It's your boy Christian Perez back at you with another video. In today's video, we're doing a bald taper. We got some new shear techniques, some scissor techniques. I styled it with some product. I also blow dried it and stuff. So I told you guys I was gonna try and get a little more comfortable with my shears and bring that to you guys. You know, so if somebody tells you that you shouldn't evolve or you shouldn't adapt or you shouldn't follow the trends, we're in an industry that's all about trends. I remember when I first started cutting hair, it was all about the mohawk. P. Diddy got a mohawk. Everybody had a mohawk. I mean, I felt like Oprah Winfrey in here, you know, in the barbershop. It was like, you get a mohawk, you get a mohawk, you get a mohawk. Everybody gets a mohawk. You know what I'm saying? Every other haircut was a mohawk. So it's the same thing with these things, with these trends. What's trending now are these European haircuts, these crop tops, this long hair on top with bald fade on the side. And you gotta learn, you gotta adapt, and you gotta learn how to do this correctly, not just shave stuff in or round it in. So again, if people tell you shouldn't learn or you shouldn't adapt or you shouldn't follow the trends in this industry, you tell them I said it doesn't matter what they think. So if this is the first time to this channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you smash that like button and get active in the comments. As usual, I appreciate your time.
Moda.
All right, guys, so let's get it. So like I said, we're doing a bald taper. We're doing some shear work on top. And we're gonna start it by wetting the hair. So wet hair is controllable, dry hair doesn't lie. So the way that I do my haircuts, and I told you guys I was starting to learn, I'm starting to adapt. You gotta follow the trends. You wanna start with the top, you wanna cut the top, you wanna dry it because dry hair doesn't lie. And you want to see where the hair is going to lay, and then you want to blend into that. The best analogy that I can give you is if somebody came in with this length of hair and they wanted a number 2 with a ball fade, is if you started the ball fade on the sides and then you did the number 2 at the very end. That's the same thing. You would have to do the haircut all over again because it wouldn't be blended correctly because you blended into that length, into that long hair on top. So by doing the top first and making sure that it's the structure and the way it lays is all correct, then I can blend into it and I don't have to worry about it. The top is done. Once the top is done, it's done. So here I'm doing some parting right off the parietal ridge, and I'm not doing exact parts. I'm literally following where the hair wants to lay, where the hair wants to live. You don't want to force the hair to go a certain way because then in a couple days it's going to sprout out or it's not going to be manageable or controllable for your client. I want my haircuts to look good a week, 2 weeks from now. Not in a couple days it starts to sprout out and it's not controllable for the client. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. So here you should establish your finger length. My finger length is about a number 3.5. So I'm starting this guideline here, and this is the base for the entire haircut. So I'm just following it all the way around. This is called box graduation, and you can see when I get towards the back I'm angling it just slightly, and that's what that allows, is it allows me to retain length in the back, and that allows the cowlick not to be cut short and then sprout out as well. So I'm doing the same thing here, and you can see I'm just parting the hair where it wants to live. I'm getting a little better with my still blading. Obviously you can still see that I need some work. It just takes practice, repetition and practice. And you see once I get towards the back, I'm angling it to retain some of the length there. And here I'm just cutting straight up and I'm just trimming it. I apologize that I missed some of that. It's out of the frame. So once this is done, this got the box graduation on the other sides, I already know that my finger length is about a 3.5. So what would blend into a 3.5? A 3, correct? So I already know what guard I need to grab and what's my next step. So once I have it cut here, you can see here, as Barber Josh would say, I'm kind of rewarding myself. I'm seeing where the hair is laying. It's laying and it's natural where it wants to live. So literally this client can get up in the morning, shake their hair, and the hair's just gonna fall in place because I'm not forcing it to live where it doesn't want to live. So here I'm not adding any product or anything. I'm just literally taking the moisture out of the hair. I'm using my Dyson Professional Series blow dryer. I just got this thing at the Orlando premiere, and it is fire. Here I'm using my Gold FX880s, excuse me, the Babless. These were a special edition. I still have not done the review on this. I apologize, but it's just been crazy lately. I'm getting to it. It's just a lot of content and a lot of information. I want to make sure that I give you guys a proper review. So you can see there, my finger length is about a 3.5, like I said. So I'm going straight off the head and I'm blending right into that guide that I created with my shears. And that's pretty much it. Look at all that volume that I achieved already. I haven't even put product in the hair yet. This is what I mean by, it's like a foundation, like a house, right? If the structure of the haircut is correct, everything else is gonna flow. So here I'm using my cordless T-outliners and I'm creating my first guideline for my taper. He wanted to keep the C cup a little more pronounced, which is why I'm angling it down so that I can keep that front part of the C cup dark. And since I already have the T-outliners out, time is money, right? So I'm going ahead and I'm doing a little bit of a rough sketch here on the edge, save myself a little bit of time. Notice that I stamp in these lines, and I'm stamping it in because my trimmers are not zero guides. And I feel like it just gives me a much cleaner guideline when I stamp it in. Doing the same thing on this side. So now I'm going in with the FX 880s, the lever all the way open. After I go in with the lever all the way open, all the way closed. And then I back it up one notch. And that's it, blended. Here I'm going in with my Wall Premium #1 guard with the lever all the way open. And then all the way closed. No lever play when I'm using guards. So here I'm going in with the #2. I like to cut a little bit of the hair around the ears just because it makes it look like the same haircut. When you're looking at it from the front profile, it doesn't look so heavy and weighted around the ears. It makes it look the same. And the 2.5 to a 3, it's not that much of a difference where it's going to stand out, but it will stand out in the sense like details, the small things. From the front, it'll look like the same haircut. From the side, it'll look like the same haircut. It won't look as heavy and weighted on the sides. So here I'm doing the same thing. I'm going in with the lever all the way open. Then I go in with the lever all the way closed. And then I'm opening it notch by notch until that's blended out. It literally takes 30 seconds to blend out this line. That's blended. So here I'm going in with the Wall Premium #1 guard, lever open. Once I go in with the lever open, lever closed. Done with the #1. It's this simple. It's this simple. You guys follow this system, and don't overcomplicate things. Here I'm going in with the lever open. This is where you can skip the half guard. You could use the half guard here if you were to use it. Any half guard, the 1.5, anything that has a half in it, the 1.5 or the half guard, I use it half open on the lever. So here I'm going in with the #2. I go back with my 1 guard, lever open, and I'm not flicking my wrist, but I'm letting the guard, or excuse me, the blade. I use the beveled blade, the taper blade. The guards as well are beveled. So let the guard do the work for you. It's designed in such a way where it's going to do that motion for you if you just follow it. So here I use the 1.5 guard. You saw that the lever was halfway open, and now I'm using the half, and I'm literally just touching up. It's the detail in me. I have to get it perfect. So here again, I'm going in with the lever all the way closed, and then I open it one notch, open it halfway, and that's it. #1 guard, lever open. #1 guard, lever closed. On to the next guard. #2. Same thing around the ears. And then back with the number 1 just to transition that number 2 to that 1.5. Now I'm just doing the shape up here. Letting the trimmers do the work. No need to press too hard. You see how I retained all that length back there by the crown area? Now I'm doing a little bit of shear work just to soften up and clean up that bulk that's on the sides there, but still retaining that length. I don't want to cut that length. That length is my friend. You want it to flow, you want it to look correct. You don't want to shave into the top and round it off and take away that masculine look. So now I'm re-wetting the hair. And I'm gonna do a little bit of point cutting just to add some texture. Now that still blade that's on the bottom, as long as that still blade is resting on your finger, you're not gonna cut yourself. That was one of my biggest fears when I would do point cutting. Man, I'm gonna cut myself. So just rest the still blade, the bottom blade, on your knuckle or on your finger, and you won't cut yourself. Here I'm adding a little bit of Tune 45 indestructible clay. Our clay has bentonite in it, so it swells to 5 times the amount when it has water, and then you style it. And you see I'm just styling it in the direction the hair wants to grow. You see that on the side here, his hair kind of grows forward and then to his side. And see, this is what I meant. You see it now really well. Retaining that length in the back and the crown area. How nice that looks. How the flow that has. It pops. And here I'm being very mindful, just trimming it slowly. And I'm literally just going right off the head. I'm not following the shape of his head. I'm not trying to round it off. I'll soften it a little bit with the razor as well. You'll see me do that. The analogy I can give with that is like slicing a tree. So instead of going long, short, long, short, long, short, it's like taking a wide tree and slicing layers off of it to make it a thinner tree. It's the same thing you're doing with a razor. The more pressure you apply, the more you're going to slice off. So here I'm putting a little bit of a finisher product. It's our 245 fiber. Just gives it a little bit of shine. And I'm going to style it here with a comb. And this is how you get those accent pieces that you see on Instagram and etc. Now I'm finishing off with the razor. Make these lines pop. That's pretty much it. And this is why you do it, guys. Look at his reaction here when he sees himself in the mirror. Look at the smile. This is why you do that. This is how you retain clients. This is how you build clientele. So again, I want to thank you guys for spending some time in your day to spend some time with me in these haircut tutorials. As usual, I appreciate your time. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and share these videos. And I'll see you guys next week.
Moda.